What's up, everybody? What's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I see a couple of folks in the chat. I'm gonna give people time to get up in here. We try to do this before the football game tonight. You know how it goes. And Ms Maggie will be down at the Battery probably later on tonight to watch the other playoff game. I don't know which restaurant I'm going to, but I'll be downtown. I mean, not downtown, over there by the Brave Stadium. If anybody out and about, come look for me. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? And make sure this is shared out to everywhere. I will probably open this up to our fans too, that wants to jump on. Let me make sure they got their link. Okay, they got their link. Okay. But want to say what's up to Silk. I said, what's up, AFN? Ice Baby is back. Yeet, get some. And we also have Xavier. What's going on, Xavier? I see 10 of y'all in the chat. I'm just making sure that we are streamed everywhere. Hold on one second. And I'm going to give people time to jump on and everything. It's going to be a topic because, as you can see, the man, the myth, and the legend is president of football. I mean, it was his job to begin with, but, you know, they had to do the proper, protocol. So, they couldn't just say, hey, Matt, you can't. Here it is. It's like, no, he had to go through the proper interview and all that. And I can't wait to see what everybody else has to say about it. 1 second here. And while we wait, I have a little bit of our Falcons song playing as I'm getting it all together. Let's see here. But how y'all doing today? How y'all doing? Share this out. Share this out. It probably won't be long, as we'll probably go into about 4:30ish before the next football game come in. So yeah, I won't miss that. I'm excited to have everybody in the chat. What's going on? What's going on? Hold on 1 second. That is, it's probably on the Ladybirds. Let me check. So I say, I can't find it. Background music. It is what it is. All right. So let me make sure that I got the link streamed to everybody. 1 second, y'all. I know it's spur of the moment. Share this out. In a group. All right. Got it shared everywhere. What's up? Make sure the guys got the link too. I don't know what happened to Miss Pam. She was just on here. I don't know. Let me put this in the big chat. All right. If we don't have anybody else jump on, I will have it open to the fans if y'all want to get on here. I got my victory cigar. Like, yeah, we excited up in this thing, y'all. For some of us, I can tell you that. I hope y'all can hear me. How y'all doing? All right, I put the link in the chat. Trying to get the guys on. So. What's everybody's thoughts about Matt Ryan being president of football? How are you feeling? I want to hear it. Put in the chat. As far as myself, I knew it was going to happen. I'm happy. I see that Will's here. I'm happy that, we got somebody that's, of course, football minded in the ear of off the blank because he needs that. What's up, Big Will? Hold on. Can you hear me? Can you not hear me? Are you on mute? Oh, you're on mute. Big Will is in here. What's up, Big Will? Whenever you get a chance, get ready. But yeah, I'm excited to see the changes come around. What's up? How you doing?
I'm all right.
That's good. On the road.
Good connection with me.
Okay.
You can hear me good?
I can hear you good.
Okay. All right.
So what are your thoughts about the Matt Ryan hire? Is that something that you wanted, or did you think somebody else should have been in that role?
Well, we knew he was going to get this job.
Right.
They came this man first before they started all this off the cuff. So we knew we were going to get the job, but they went through their due diligence to learn more about the position and what other guys would do in this position so they can have Matt prepared. You know what I'm saying? And Matt's a smart guy. He did his homework. So I'm thinking this is a good role for him. He's not scared to get in your ass when something ain't right. So
I feel like because everybody's saying he doesn't have the experience and things like that, but he just has the knowledge. He's a businessman. Look, Stina. He's a businessman. He's he's been around the NFL now as far as has been an analyst. I think he is more than capable of doing the job, and I'm pretty sure they consider that because of course he went to school for I think they said I forgot what he went to school for, but he just have a lot of I say knowledge as far as because they asked him about the Falcons, but he's been able to kind of observe other teams when he's doing his commentary, things like that. Of course, if people didn't realize, Matt Ryan was out there. What's up, Miss Stina B?
Hey, hey. Hi, everybody. Welcome to a wonderful day in Atlanta Falcons land.
Right. I'm excited about this one. So, but I'm gonna give it to you in a minute, Stina. And then of course at training camp, he was there just like how you see all the other legends, they kind of walking around, photo ops, and he was right there in the middle of the field, looking, watching, observing, notepad in hand. So I feel this conversation was already had beforehand. It was like, okay, now that we have to make these big decisions. But at first I think Matt Ryan wasn't really interested in it. He was comfortable where he was at. But of course, this is speculation. We don't know exactly, but I just know that he said he wouldn't come back as a coach. So I didn't expect that at all. So Miss Stina, how do you feel? And ignore my voice. I went out last night, but I'm here. So, how do you feel about this hire?
Well, I feel like it was time for this to happen. Um, I feel like I kind of agree with you with Matt Ryan probably not interested in the beginning. One thing I've always appreciated about Matt Ryan that he is a student of the game, regardless of him being a quarterback, him being an analyst, regardless of the situation, he's always been a student of the game. And so being able to tap into not only a great quarterback, but a quarterback that was directly impacted by this organization. I truly feel like you mentioned too, this conversation had to been had before. This wasn't something that just came about haphazardly.
Fly. Absolutely.
I honestly think it started dropping as soon as he left. Like, I'm sure you're going to retire soon. What is going to be your end goal after football?
And it's just my thing is they had to create this role. It's like they did it. To me, when they created this role, that shows me that they really did plan on him being here. It's like, what can we do to get this man to have a job here with the Falcons? At the same time, they probably wasn't looking at the fact that they would have had to fire. Like when he retired, they probably was interested in it, but it was like, how can we wiggle him in here? But then it was just like it's perfect opportunity now because we had to make some big shifts in the front office when it comes to this team, because this was going to determine whether your fan base is going to be in them seats or not. But they said
I'm telling you,
filled up that last game because people were happy. So as far as the firing and everything else, not the last game, but no, I mean, they were still there for the last, and they said it was so full, it was ridiculous. So the fans are still supporting. I guess they're just more interested in saying, okay, what are you going to do at this point? So, and of course, it's the last game of the season. Everybody had to get it in. But with that, I've sent the link to a couple more folks that want to join in on us. But if not, we'll open it up to the fans. But Big Will, so what's next? What's
what's
next?
up, Big Will?
Have you been looking at head coaching candidates, GMs? Who fills the shoes with Matt Ryan being in the door?
Well, for GM, Ian Cunningham is the front runner for me. I really think I've been hearing a lot of news about him around the circle or whatnot. So I'm feeling like they pretty much know who they want at GM, so they going straight into these head coaching interviews. And plus, we the only GM job on the block, so we you know, we got our choice of what we want to do. You know what I mean? So as far as the head coaching candidates, it's like 8 jobs available. So they trying to get on out there and interview these people as fast as they can so they can get their guy, not, you know what I'm saying, sit around and be waiting and lose and have to end up settling.
Yeah.
So my top guy would be right now would be Kubiak because he's a great offensive mind right now. He's shown he knows how to use his talent for right now. And you got your boy Stefanski. He's good. He took the Brown to what? He ain't been coach of the year 2 times. He took the Brown to the playoffs a couple times. I think he had more problems with the front office, what cost them to have this losing season right now. You know what I'm saying? So, and like John Harbaugh, it came out that he wanted too much.
Yeah, I saw that he wanted too much. So it's like, no, we're gonna pass on that.
I scratch out on that one because that was a top candidate right there because he's good at hiring staff. But when it showed like what he wants, that's too much. I'm not willing. I'm not willing to give that if I was in their position. If I was in Matt Ryan's position, this is my first role as president or operator. I'm not giving this man all this power. You want to hire your own GM, which you can have control over. That's a problem. No,
Exactly.
how it goes. That's
You
like
wanted the GM and the roster. Damn, you want it all.
Right.
Bill Belichick. You should have hired Bill Belichick there. That's the same
Right.
thing.
So, what's up, IMAX says, hey, AFN, we both starting over. I'll start calling them the Dolphins again. Hush. So I personally feel, do y'all agree that they really should get the GM before they get the head coach? That way
Absolutely.
He has a say so in who's the next head coach. But I agree with there. Ian is definitely top for me. And then of course we got some strong candidates out there. So I don't feel that hopefully the Falcons don't Falcon. But I think they got that consulting team out there that's going to help them get some better candidate this time. So I just do hope they do their due diligence on what's the needs of the Falcons and they make the best decision because right now they're starting off on a good note, So definitely it matters who the head coach is because of course the coordinator situation we got to we really are pitching because they've been denying
Jeff Obert.
Yeah, his interviewing, so it's like they're trying to hold on to him, and unless he just want to pull out, but it doesn't seem like he is because if he wasn't interested in staying on the team, he probably would have fought for it. But with them denying it, it shows that he's really like stay put.
Like he said he want to stay, and the offensive line coach said he want to stay. So you got guys who want to stay, who's built relationships in his organization and feel this organization is good and want to stay, and hoping the next coach will have them. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. And I think an offensive minded coach would be a great fit because, defense is they're going to improve. Defense going to come out here and, we might get a couple of pieces in the late rounds of the draft, but we definitely need to tackle offense, whatever they decide to do. I know we was heavy defense last, but I think we need to go offensively to kind of put somebody next to Drake London. And then, of course, depends now on the roster what it's going to end up shaping up to be as far as who stays or who goes. And, of course, we can do something like that on the Lady Birds, kind of break down whose contracts are up and things like that and go there. And then, of course, it really does matter who's in here in the head coach position because then we'll know what type of offense they'll be running, things like that. But they need to scratch the surface on what that playbook used to be on a Waffle House menu and get up in this thing and do it. So, Ms. Steen, what's your thoughts on, do you have an idea of who you would like kind of in, the GM and the head coaching position? It's kind of similar to what Big Will was saying.
Yeah, I kind of wish I could go for the GM position personally.
I feel you.
The Lady Birds can go in and, rotate quarterly, something.
Right.
I wish it could be like a publicly led position. You know how the Packers are team or people owned. I wish we could own more of this process that we got going on, but I know that's far fetched.
Far fetched, right?
But had to do a deep dive on Ian Cunningham. I feel like he will be a great addition to the Falcons. Now that we have Ryan in place, I honestly hope that Matt Ryan is now going to be a part of all of these discussions from this point forward
Yes,
because I
because
feel like, yeah, because he's president now. So it's like, you already know, Matt Ryan, what we expect as a fan base. You already know what we expect from our team, from the top to the bottom. And I really hope that once they add Ian to the group, that we're able to just solidify things on top. I'm with Will. Y'all know I've been screaming Kubiak's name from the beginning. It's all about Kubiak to me. And I'm really upset that Matt McCarthy has not gotten an interview. But I won't go there right now.
somebody put out a roster. I mean, I got to find that chart, but it was a chart of all the candidates. So I don't know if he's on there or not. I got to find it. I don't know what chat.
Okay.
But we're gonna bring
Okay.
in Jamie from. He's part of our AFN International. Well, he's pretty much just part of the team now. As we, he joins the Scottish guys, but of course he's welcome to join any other. So what's going on, Jamie? What's going on?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
Fantastic. How y'all doing?
Fantastic. Let me
Doing well.
comment, and then I'm gonna let you chime in on how you feel about this pickup. I'm interested in seeing how Matty Ice is going to run it. We got our GM from the Packers, John Eric Sullivan. We're still pursuing Harbaugh, I think. And go ahead, because he has a question for you in a minute. I'm gonna leave
it to New York, or are you going to Tennessee? I think he wants to go to New York though. They say
okay.
They say he's interviewing their film, Jackson Dart and Ward. He's reviewing their film today or whatever.
Jamie, I don't know if that's your headset or not, but then again, I don't hear it when I'm talking. Say something, Miss Stina.
Hello.
No, I think that was his headset. Well, we'll figure it out. So, Mr. Jamie, how do you feel like just Matt Ryan's situation, and we was going into who you think he would be eyeing as far as the GM and coach and everything. How do you feel about that?
I feel like singing dun 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 dun. Remix ice ice baby. Do 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 do.
Right. I'm excited. So I'm guessing, you're right on board with us that you are happy about this pickup. Of course, there's a mixed reviews and he's not experienced, this, that, and the other. But what better way? You see Miss Auntie Pam is in there. Hopefully she got her stuff together. What better way to have some, because we kept saying, we need a football minded, better yet, a quarterback person, like the man that knows this franchise in and out. I don't see no reason why it wouldn't be a good idea. Miss Pam.
Hello. Hey.
Hey, lady.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Auntie Pam, what up, Auntie Pam?
How's everybody doing?
We're good. We're good. And I wanted to get your thoughts on, of course, is Matt Ryan hiring? And everybody in the chat, please leave some feedback, share this out, and I'll probably open up to the fans in soon. What are your thoughts on Matt Ryan? And now that he got the eyes in the franchise, who do you think that he needs to target as far as GM and the head coach position?
As I posted in our post, I said Ian Cunningham has a GM, and and some kind of offense-minded coach. Kubiak could be good, and I have a feeling LaFleur not gonna lose this game. I think I think they're gonna beat Chicago today.
Yeah.
So that's the only drawback. That's because if Green Bay win, I think LaFleur gonna be staying with Green Bay.
Okay. And then Big Will, we heard you, but you can barely hear you. Kind of low.
My earphone low. You can hear me?
I can hear you better now. We couldn't hear you earlier.
No, I was saying there's been reports coming out that Matt LaFleur and Green Bay work on contract extensions. So I don't think he might gonna be available.
Okay.
He ain't gonna be available.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be having
I didn't
wild
think
card
so.
games tonight. So y'all pay attention to the wild card. Seeing who's coaches for these teams and whether they're gonna be leaving or not. The
And
coordinators,
don't think
all.
the fact they plans to hire a coach elsewhere. So
Yeah. So, say, hey, Auntie Pam, Miss Pam, I
Hello.
want to be at or Flores or okay,
Hi.
okay, okay.
Kubiak.
Those,
I like
similar names. Everybody kind of circling around the same thing. So I mean, it's pretty much the same for me. Definitely a football. I mean, it's or offensive minded coach and things like that. So, I wanted to know your opinions, Jamie, because the Ladybirds did talk about it. Now that the big letter of Arthur Smith came out and he addressed the press, and I still have yet to go watch any of it. What are your thoughts on what did you get a chance to listen to his press conference, Jamie?
You talking about Arthur Blanks?
Arthur Blank. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I could tell by his interview that he by the press conference that he cares about what the fans thinks, and I think that hashtag Fire Raheem kind of was buzzing in his ear all season. Yeah, so I figured that he wanted to clean house, but um, and I know it was some backlash behind fans who wanted to keep him, and he was like, after 2 seasons, my personal opinion, that was his third chance. The 2025 season was his third chance. His first chance is when he was our interim head coach.
I agree with you on that one.
After we fired Dan Quinn in the middle of the season. So that was his chance during the pandemic to earn his keeps, get his little experience. And it's in the last 2 seasons, like you're getting fired the same reason Arthur Smith got fired, same record. But he did it for 3 straight seasons, same record. And you doing it for 2 straight seasons, same record. It's time to clean house. And I'm glad Rich McKay is doing something else other than what he was doing. And I'm glad. Yeah. And I know Terry Fontenot, in my opinion, he had the short end of the stick, but you got to understand, we for those who didn't want Matt Ryan at where he's at right now, just think about it. Terry Fontenot had some GM experience in New Orleans, and he comes here, and we're not producing a playoff berth. So, I do appreciate his work when he bring to set up our defense. Yeah, so that part is great. And one more thing before I pass it off to somebody else. Somebody did ask Mr. Blank about Michael Penix being our franchise quarterback. He sound from his voice, he sound confident. He got full confidence in Junebug. So hey, I'm with our QB. Bottom line. So that's how I feel about that's everything that I got from that press conference.
Okay. And I agree with that. They, a lot of people was like, oh, well, it looks like he's gonna be here to stay. I mean, you brought the man in anticipating him being the quarterback, and he even said it. He was like, he said he probably will, look into another to kind of sit behind to get some experience and things like that. Because basically he's trying to say that he didn't get the opportunity to kind of learn up under a veteran due to the fact that, of course, Kirk Cousins went down. So they had anticipated the plan of him kind of sitting behind for a couple of years and developing and probably addressing an injury. Hopefully that was the case, but this kind of forced their hands at it. Now that I guess they reconstructed his knees and things like that. So, it's going to be a lot, he's going to have to recover. We don't want to rush him out, but with Kirk Cousins restructuring his contract, that give us an opportunity to make some decisions before they decide to go ahead and cut him, where we won't take a grand loss for him. So I'm glad that he he decided to do that. He seems to want to be on the team, or he wants to be where it's easier for somebody to pick him up. Whatever the case may be, bottom line, they have a plan set already. And Big Will, I want you to chime in on the press conference. Did you get a chance to listen to it?
The Arthur Blank press conference.
Yes.
Yeah, I did. Like I said, it was basically just letting the fans into what's going on. Like he said, I know he hearing everything about the Rich McKay and everything about that. So he pretty much built this role right here so y'all can have a direct person to look forward to, so you can know who's running the operation, which is gonna be Matt Ryan. And you know, a lot of folks who saying Matt Ryan ain't experienced. What experience did John Elway have when he took over the president role?
Exactly.
He had
Mm-hmm.
no experience.
Lynch
You know,
too, right?
like John
Also,
Lynch over GM had no experience.
Yeah.
You gotta have. It's great football mind. Sometimes you guys who know the sport of football. He played 14 years in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? He did 3 years as being an analyst where he got to know different GMs, coaches, football minds. So he's been studying. This man been doing interviews on his podcast. So like
yeah.
this man is ready. He's committed to football operation. And the only way you know if somebody's good at something, you got to give them an opportunity. Somebody got to start somewhere. You got to crawl before you walk. And that's how before these guys, we forget about how Bill Belichick was in what Cleveland. He was sorry in Cleveland, but he went to New England and became better. You got to give someone an opportunity before they, before you shut everything down. But fans just go along with whatever's hot at the moment. Like now, they don't trust Michael Penix because he got hurt. Come on, bro. That offensive coordinator killed Michael Penix. That's who killed
Right,
Michael Penix.
right.
Hmm. Yeah.
He didn't have
Oh man,
anybody to support. Now he got a quarterback that's done it before that can come out there and like,
Yeah.
let me give you some tips and tools. And the fact that he'll be a lot more focused on the Falcons full time gives this quarterback an advantage to maybe properly get developed like we wanted him to, with this man already showing that he was a leader in the locker rooms anyway. So it's like, look, once you get healthy and you get well, or whatever the case may be with Kirk Cousins, it's like, Kirk, you're gonna have to show up now for
Hmm.
this team in order for this, for all of this to work. But maybe the cards are not in Kirk's hand there, because the way he was talking, it's like we're definitely looking into bringing in somebody else to kind of sit behind or whatever. I got to go back and watch it, but of course, Kirk's job is not safe. So it just really
Hmm.
depends on what that GM we're going to get to your question, IMAX, in a minute. I mean, I'm gonna say arm TJs, but I'm gonna get to this question. How do y'all feel about Mike McDaniels taking up, is taking interviews for the Falcons, requesting him? Has he? I don't think I've seen a Mike McDaniels interview request. I don't know if y'all seen that or not.
No, but he could stay where he at.
So you wouldn't consider him?
For head coaching, no. If we needed an OC real bad, maybe. But if Tua Tagovailoa is any influence as to what he would do to a quarterback, absolutely not. And he ran and Chain and Tyreek Hill in the dirt while he was there too. So
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay, and then your thoughts about, did you get to see the press conference yourself?
I did. I went back because I think I was talking to y'all. Said I caught like
Right.
halfway.
I still haven't went back and watched it all the way, so I'm gonna say that on my full complete thoughts on Tuesday when I kind of take some notes down and give some more.
Okay.
So, but what are your thoughts about what you heard from Arthur Blank?
I just want to first talk about his presence on that press conference.
Yeah.
Arthur Blank was lit back in that chair.
Hey,
Don Corleone.
Like old
he
mafia
was a
leader.
little slick talking.
My man,
I know
my
y'all gonna be
man,
that Ryan. I know this.
my man got real comfortable
Mhm.
doing that press conference, which
He
led
controlled
me to
that press
believe immediately that that man is addressing us. He's not,
conference.
he's technically addressing the press, but he's specifically talking to us as a fan base.
Right.
Mhm.
That's the vibe I got immediately. Like, I want y'all to see, like, I'm hearing y'all, I'm processing what y'all doing, and these are the things that I'm going to do because of it.
Mhm.
Um, so for me, he just basically laid the groundwork of he knows that he's indebted to us as a fan base, and that these decisions that are going to be made from now until next season starts are going to be strictly impacted based on what we've provided him. He literally talked about the fans the entire time and just saying over time, I mean, you keep shaking a champagne bottle, what's going to happen? That motherfucker going to burst and spill all over you and everything. And so it's like, it's about time we've had this type of impact to where he's making these types of adjustments. Somebody had mentioned before that we fired Dan Quinn in the middle of the season. Honestly,
Mhm.
for me, I wish we would have did that in this season, only because I didn't want Raheem to think that just because he won a couple games that his job was
Yeah.
going to be safe.
I think
Mhm.
I honestly think that they let this man sit there so he can be a, he can vouch for another job. I felt they already had the
Yeah.
idea that they was getting
One of
rid of
them
him
resume
anyway.
builders, right?
Right.
Mhm.
So I
Oh
was
Yeah.
yeah,
like, let
I
him
like
finish
how
Yeah.
you
what
worded
he's saying
that.
because
Mhm.
Definitely. For
at the
sure.
same time it was close to the end of the season. We had nothing to fight for anyway. And then of
Yeah.
course the big candidates they're looking at are still playing. They got
Mhm.
games and they're contenders, so they go definitely want to get somebody that's in the contention. So it's like whether it was a mid-season or not, they still probably wouldn't be able to get their guy until after the fact anyway. So it was just like you said,
Hmm.
resume filler for Raheem, and he was showing himself, but it made him look bad because it's like, where was all this?
Where was
Mhm.
all? Okay, I'm a mute.
Yes. Yes.
Right. So where was all this at first? If you did this from the beginning,
Mhm.
we would have had a better outcome. Because I think his fate was sealed when he said, I'm still with the OC."
Mhm.
When he said that, and it was like, and
Mhm.
then of course Terry on top of that, not saying anything like, "Hey, we might need to reconsider something," because yes, we thought that he was going to be something in year two, but we're clearly seeing he is the problem. Unless they just didn't like off the blank said, he doesn't. He clearly just said that he didn't feel like they had that vision, like what plans were they really going to make. It was, I think they were just doing things off the fly and just trying to fill in and figure it out. To me, he felt like it didn't have a true vision of where they was headed with the situation, because here we are with the quarterback situation all over again, the kicker situation. Because
And
honestly,
they played like that. They
and
literally
it
played like things were haphazard. I mean, Bills, Rams, but no Panthers wins? Come on. What are we
Division
doing?
rivalry.
right,
Yeah.
That is insane. Now, luckily, we did beat the Saints twice, but that's because they are bottom of the barrel shit, and we knew we was gonna be able to beat them.
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
Y'all did the Bills so bad and the Rams so bad, and everything in between was just garbage. It shows exactly what you're saying. They literally just throwing things at the dartboard to see if it was gonna land.
Right. Let's
That's
let's
me.
run the same thing
It's a
over and
prime
over
time.
and
It's a
over.
prime time TV. They won't win no matter what. They weren't going to embarrass themselves on prime time. You got to look at it that way.
Hmm.
You know.
So, Miss Pam, go ahead and same question I sent to everybody. I know you caught the press conference. What were your thoughts about off the blank speech? Him addressing the fans, and is it about time? How do you feel?
I think it was long overdue, and if you notice, he kind of controlled who asked him questions in that press conference. Certain ones
Show
did not.
did.
That's why I said Don Corleone. He controlled that press conference. Um, but also, I think it was a way to build that trust, because it was his way of telling them what was on his mind. And as a fan base, I had said if Raheem didn't make the playoff, he was gone. There was no option. I mean, because we have not made the playoff in 8 years, so it was long overdue. So I think I'm glad that he did what he did because I didn't think he was gonna pull the trigger, but he did. And kind of glad he working on getting the right people that that the fan base could trust coming from them because stuff coming out of their mouth about certain players, injuries and stuff, it was lack of trust. So we need to build that trust between the fan base and the organization. So I think that's was what was broke down, the communication between that. Because I felt Raheem and some of the coaches hid a lot of stuff from the fan base, which was
I
not
agree
right.
with that. Yeah, he just kept saying we just gonna fight to win every press conference in the beginning. Boy,
Yeah,
I
Find a
need
way.
yeah,
this ain't working. We need something else.
You gotta find a
Y'all
way.
just find a way.
Gotta keep.
And
Mister, find a way, man.
it's not a right game. Yep.
so, and I'm gonna put this question, or this comment to him. And he said basically, it's too many cooks in the kitchen. Who is going to take responsibility if the experiment doesn't work out? We're not going to put that in the atmosphere. We really are
Mm-mm,
not,
mm-mm,
because
mm-mm.
they know that whoever they put in these positions, the way he stated it, and like I said, I'm gonna go back and catch it again. I might even
Yeah.
get the transcript because he broke it down that these people will report to this. So he has a plan of how it's gonna go. And then of course there's
Yeah,
just
the same command.
in the kitchen. You're gonna have to have a GM. You're gonna have to have a head coach. You're gonna have to have. But now it's like we knew that a football minded guy needed to be in that press in the meetings, the locker room
Yeah.
with these guys
Yeah.
to make this situation work.
Yep.
Matt Ryan is not going to sit there and let a failure happen again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, if he was our president last season, we could have had a different season.
Right.
Exactly.
He was highly upset, and he made that known on his podcast. Y'all go back and watch. He was about
Oh, I saw it. I saw it.
he
Yeah,
was he
yeah.
was he was talking about
This is.
Raheem's situation and everything, and who could be a better candidate. So I don't think it's
Mm-hmm.
too many people in the kitchen. I think it's going to be the right people in those
Yep.
positions at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And with Rich McKay now being out the door,
Mm-hmm.
finally, because of course we heard it all before, but now I guess he realized I can't lie to y'all no more. Let me get this man on out of here because I'm tired of seeing him kikiing it up in the locker room. So I don't feel that it was too crowded. What do y'all think about that? Do you think it'll be too many people and that it won't work out?
It's got to be the right people, like you said. It's got to be the right people.
Right.
I don't care if it's 10 or 5. If they're right, then they're right.
Yeah, they're going to work together because
Yeah, that's just it. Group projects back in the day, everybody has their role. One person gonna present, one person gonna make the presentation, one person gonna make the slide. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody has their role. So I don't think there's too many cooks. I'm not worried about responsibility because at the end of the day, the people that are going to come in here are going to take responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Exactly.
think that's the reason why they're in the position that they're going to be in now.
Yeah.
Because we've seen where people will just, what's the word? I can't think of the word. Not go over, but y'all know what I'm trying to say? Just go over things, not beat around the bush. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just beat around the bush about things. Just have us walking in circles. And Matt Ryan has never been that. So
No.
Oh no.
I said it on the podcast. Get effing set is going to be the theme of the Falcons from now.
Right. I told him to get some T-shirts made soon for the first.
I'm telling you.
I'm like,
Yeah.
that's gonna be my T-shirt that I'm gonna have. Anybody else want to chime in? And we can move on to the next about being too many cooks and things like that, and who's gonna take leadership. He clearly said who will, because they still have to answer to, I guess, the GM or I forgot how the order.
He stated change of commandment. Who is going to be in charge? He stated that loud and clear at the press conference.
Right. So they already have a plan. So it's not going to be too many. It's going to be a great collaboration in consideration that we need to win at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the consulting team that are going to be looking into the GM and all that, also they seen something to where these guys were fired, where it's like change needs to come. And I don't think they're going to come in here because they've worked with other teams and they are starting to win. So They picked this consulting team because they saw what they did for other teams. Like, you know what, we need something that's going to help us win. I don't think they're going to set us up to fail just because of a popular name and all this. I think that's what people have things to damn complain about anyway at all times. It's like,
right.
Our fan base is never damn happy. Anybody else want to get on that one? As far as that, then we'll move to the next. I think we pretty much said it. You want to get on this, Will? Oh, I think he's busy. So let me get to some of these comments. We got Joy. She says, author looked of a relief and has a solution of hope to win the division. Right. So he just said that. And then for it to be year 2, what we expected was year 3 meant, oh, no, you don't get another chance here. You don't
even get another chance. Right.
I don't want to go into year 3 not knowing what your vision is. You showed me what your vision is, which wasn't nothing.
Blurred.
You didn't have a clue.
Blurred vision.
King Richie said, hey family, what's good? They definitely plan on keeping Obrick. Oh yeah, they're denying his
what's up, King Rich?
And he's also said he wants to stick around. And I feel like to keep our defense intact,
they're gonna have to do that. They're gonna have to do that.
The players on that side of the ball are more comfortable with the coaching staff that is there. And for you to come in and mess things up, that's going to mess the continuity of that team. So, yeah, they got to keep them.
So, because we
found I just love how they so swiftly already tried to interview our boy. Right. So swift. Yeah. Arthur Blake said, y'all remember Jamie Foxx? He's not this way. This is not the way.
Right.
Go look for somebody else.
The interview, man, he controlled that room very good. I was impressed.
So, Georgia Texas boy said, "What up, AFN and Falcons family? It's officially
Georgia Texas
Matt
boy,
Ryan, the new president of football. Absolutely." And then a King Richie again. It says Matt Ryan is the perfect for the position because he loves Atlanta more than the fans.
Exactly.
Did you notice? I'm gonna point this out. You notice that he never did move his charities from Atlanta.
No, he didn't. He kept them.
He's still around. He still was
able. Around.
And what I brought up earlier, that everybody didn't hear it, when we all went to the training camp, and I got to find a picture with us in the background with Matt Ryan. I'm going to find it and post it. But
Karina posted it. She posted it in her page. I mean, she posted it on her Facebook page, I believe. Karina did.
I'm going to look for it. But he was there, like he wasn't over there trying to get photo ops and stuff like that. He came over because we kept calling him like, come man. But he was out there with his clipboard watching him and the ice cubes with his arms folded like this, looking. He watched practice the whole time. And I'm pretty sure they had conversations after that, and they probably like, man, hey, big head, what's up? Let's still go out there and, just kind of see if this, get a feel of this. Do you feel like this is something? Because basically football, president of football is somebody that's going to be, he said he's in charge of the grass. Folks was like, what the hell do you mean by that? Meaning he's going to be out there on the field. He's going to be out there.
Yeah, he's operations. He's That's the point that people need to focus on. He's operations. So he's going to be into the thick of it. Into the thick of it.
You got Matt Ryan in that quarterback's ear like, you need to get fucking set. Oh shit, Matt Ryan. Okay,
I'm telling you.
Matt Ryan said, like, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
we need that piece in there. It says what's good, what it do, King Richie. That Georgia Texas boy. Raheem vision was to go away from his own. They didn't let me click on that comment. Hold on. I'm sorry. I had clicked on something and put me down. Hold on. Okay, here you go. So he was saying that Raheem's vision was to go away from his own plan.
I'm screaming.
And who does that sound like? Who does that sound like? Just saying.
Nepo. Sound like Nepo.
Right. So and then it said loving the Matt Ryan position. Sometimes that really knows football is finally in the building. Please. Thank you.
And not just football, Falcons football. I just think This is such, I mean, it shouldn't have been. I know they had to go interview them other folks and whatever the case is. Like, hey, couldn't nobody
Well,
tell me that they was going to hire anybody else.
They satisfied
They
the Rooney
wasn't.
rule, which is
Right.
good.
They had to get
But
that
you
out.
see how quick they was coming. Just pew, pew. We just go ahead and put these little
I mean,
people face out here
somebody would have
so we
felt
can
some
move
type of
on.
way if we were just like,
They
here you go, Matt
satisfied
Ryan.
them
It was
enough
like,
for Raheem
no.
Morgan and Rooney.
Yeah.
What'd you
They
say,
would have
no?
thought it was conflict of interest in the beginning if we just threw it at them. I know
And
it for
Big,
sure.
and Big Will, you were saying something?
I said we should be all right with the Rooney Rule. We satisfied that enough with Raheem Moore. That was a Rooney Rule high. That what that was.
Yeah,
We did our hire, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and then we got Karina. She's saying, "Hey everyone, hey big girl,
Hey, Karina.
how was the show?"
Shout out to Karina. She came through. She was in the front row. The show was good. I appreciate her coming to support. I hope she had a great time. And yes, I'll mention other show names, other shows I have coming up at the end of this.
Because you
Good.
got the show before my that bonfire that I invited you to.
Yes,
So I
which I'm gonna get tickets. I'm gonna get my ticket today, so
Okay.
I'll be there after the show. It's over. I think around 10 or 10:30.
Okay.
And I'll be in Little 5 Points, so I won't be far.
Okay, perfect. Because I was like, maybe I should check it out. But if it's internet, because I want to make sure I get there early enough so we can make sure we have space for everybody that's gonna come with. So
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Okay. So then you announced that show coming up and all your other shows. I know you said you was doing some touring to go find your next venue and things like that. And we got that Falcons fan for life. He said, get
set.
Get your ass back in there. You know, now there's gonna be some yelling on the sidelines because Matt Ryan's gonna be down there like, what the hell you doing?
I hope he do him like, remember the Titans. As soon as he say, hey, you go sit down. You get up.
You're gonna be in the press box darts at them players. They gonna sense that from up above.
He gonna be calling down. He gonna be calling down. Put down.
He said, I don't agree with Matt Ryan overseeing the GM, though.
I wonder why.
I wonder why, but we don't know
Like a lemon. Everybody.
I mean, they still hating on Matt anyway, so you right, Will.
Yeah, they hating on him.
You tell me? I'm gonna drop the link.
They still hate on this man.
It said, I don't agree. Matt Ryan overseeing the GM, though, too much power early on.
I don't think he would have that much power
that way.
because you know, the financial part of that job goes to Greg Beatles. He'll sign the checks and all that. And I think Matt would probably learn under him, you know, closer to him about the business aspect. So it's a good opportunity for him to learn the inside of the Falcon organization. So I think it's a good it's a good placement for him, you know.
I'm gonna see if I can find if Chat GPT can help, but see if I can get the chain of commands that he mentioned from the press conference so we can kind of break it down. If not, I'll say that for Tuesday because we're all just talking big shit and don't know nothing right now.
Right on though. I think they're gonna have a on-the-job training for Matt Ryan. Greg is gonna teach him. Be that
Exactly.
That's why I want y'all to focus on the operation part of it. To the Mister who just said that comment, like he's going to be looking at the players, the coaching, the people who working on them. He's literally going to be in the day-to-day operations of the Falcons organization as a whole. That's going to be that man's only job. The GM is completely different than that. Yeah, Matt is going to be over that, but it's because of the operations that have to happen in order for things to be successful.
He's gonna learn from that GM as well too, you know, because that GM gonna report to him on everything, you know. So it's
and this could be setting him up to be the next Arthur Blank. I'm sorry, I'm gonna just go ahead and put that out there. Give it 5 years. Arthur Blank done built every hospital up and down 85.
And I was just at that hospital with my baby because he had a little emergency, and they took Man, that thing got a waterfall in the background. I was out there having peace and transparent.
Girl, I done drove by it. It is
It's
beautiful. You hear me? That thing is beautiful.
beautiful. Oh, we got a special guest in the house. Oh, here we go. We got T Will. T Will. Come on in here and chime on. What's happening? Salute.
Like man, got a celebrity up here now. You know, everybody.
No, we're good. We're good people here, and he's been on the show quite a few times, so it's an honor to have him
like
back.
this man, what kind of greeting he got? You see what kind of greeting that man got? I want that.
Oh, Big Will.
Oh, wow.
Give him some applause.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me. I appreciate that. How's everybody doing?
We're happy. We're happy.
Yes.
I'm doing a happy dance over here.
He's doing a happy dance. How about you, T Will? You know, of course, how do you feeling right now with the big news?
I'm good, man. I mean, hey, I think Matt Ryan's the guy for the job, but you know, let's see. I think he's going to bring in Ian Cunningham well,
I'm hoping.
They're interviewing. They're still interviewing, but I think it's going to be Ian Cunningham. I just wonder who the coach is going to be. And whoever it is, hopefully he can take young Michael Penix under his arm and grow this
Exactly.
And hopefully Ulbrich will stick around, you know, and let's see.
Okay, so somebody was saying that they're not too happy about it because there's too many people in the kitchen, and then they don't like the fact that he will be over the GM and etc. Give me your thoughts on that. As far as I'm gonna bring that comment back up if you didn't see it. Give me your thoughts on Matt Ryan kind of coming in here and just we switching it up the chain of command. I'm actually looking for it right now. Then we can go over. Okay. All right, here we go. It's actually right here. So Arthur Blank's, of course, owner and chair. So he reports to Greg Beatles. You know, he is the president and CEO of the Atlanta Falcons and oversees business operations and all organizational strategies off the field. Beatles will recently elevated, of course, we already know that. President of football. So Matt Ryan will, you know, speak and go through Greg Beatles. He reports to Beatles and Blank. He puts a newly created position, in case people didn't know, who oversees all football operations and serves as the central executive for anything on the field. The general manager and head coach will report to this role as well. So, of course, former quarterback Matt Ryan is what they were saying at the time he was considered for that role. So, basically, the GM and the head coach will report to Matt Ryan, but then of course the chain of command, he's still got to go through Greg Beatles and Arthur Blank to make the final decision. And then of course you already know Rich McKay is up out of there. He's no longer a part of the operations day to day of the Falcons football. So with hearing the chain of command and somebody saying that it's just too many in the kitchen and it's like I don't trust it being Matt Ryan. How do you feel about that, T. Will?
Well, I mean, most corporations have a structure. You typically have a VP, then a director, then a manager, then a supervisor, and so forth. So it's no different than that. Look, I think accountability is sorely needed in this organization, and it really is going to depend on the people that you bring in there, right? It's what you make. It's like a marriage. It's what you make of it, right? So it could be good or it could not be good. It just depends. But I'm okay with it. I think Matt Ryan obviously is a Falcon guy. He's passionate about Atlanta. I think he's going to be, you know, just as passionate about this. I wonder if he's going to tell somebody to get effing set. No, I'm kidding.
No, we're not kidding about that. That's what we want.
Right. And you know what? To her point, it might be needed. It might be needed. Not that you have to degrade someone, but we all work. We all have a boss, right? We can't just come in and do whatever we want to do. Our boss expects results, and it's the same in corporate America. And I don't have an issue with it. My concern is just what direction are we going, right? So as far as the GM is concerned, are we bringing in analytics saying We, for the most part, we don't keep running backs. Take Bijan out because he's a once in a lifetime guy. But other running backs, you typically don't pay them after a certain age. You let certain players walk. You sign or you draft mostly offensive linemen, and you build in the trenches. That's how Baltimore does it. That's how the Eagles do it. I don't. Where's Ian? Is Ian from Chicago, or where's he? Where's he with? Who's he
He's from
with?
Chicago.
From Chicago.
Chicago.
I
Yeah.
think that's the way they do it. So I'm interested in that. And you know, it depends on the coach that you bring in here. Is it going to be an offensive guy? Is it going to be a defensive guy? What are we going to do with, like, for me, it's about all the issues that we have to attack, right? Is Penix going to be out half the year? If so, we're clearly not signing Kirk for $67 million doing 2027. So we're going to cut him post March 12th, 13th, whatever. So now you're going to, if Penix isn't healthy, you're going to need a stopgap quarterback. So what about that? Who are you going to get in here to develop Penix? Are you going to re-sign Ellis? Are you going to re-sign Kyle or franchise him? Are you going to try to re-sign Tyler? That's where I am. Do I think the structure will work? I do, but you know, my mind goes to all of these balls that are up in the air, if that makes sense. So my thoughts.
And I'm gonna get to this comment real quick, and then a couple of more comments from the chat. Because I just saw something about collaboration. I want to get in on that one. I think I saw it. I'm trying to find it. But it's really good to have someone back that we respect and trust to make the football. Key word there. Football decisions. We had too many businessmen in those positions, not enough football-minded guys. So that's where I'm at with it. And it says, shout out to Dat, Falcons fans for life. He said, all jokes aside, this is a great hire. Matty Ice has a chance to get his long-awaited dream. Miss Karina says she's loving the show. Y'all are so funny. I want to go to she said she was loving the show. Miss Nina B. Her show was funny. Seattle going and win the Super Bowl, so Kubiak can get to work with our
okay.
So we got a
Kubiak.
So they said Cam Newton dressed normal for the game. I'm shocked.
If we get Kubiak, I'm buying season tickets. I'm letting y'all know that right now.
He's
y'all heard it here first.
Here goes the keyword. That's what I wanted to get to. This comment right here from Singing Mailman. The keyword is collaboration. I'm sure they'll work together on all things Falcons. I ain't worried about nothing. And I'm gonna leave it to whoever want to chime in on this one. Jamie, you got some thoughts on just how you feel about it as far as the collaboration versus the too many cooks. I like that key word there. That's how you got to look at it, where collectively, hopefully this time, everybody's going to be on the same page when it comes to the operations of the football team, where it still has to go through the chain of commands, and it truly does take that chain of command in order for this to work. That's the only way this is going to work. But I think they know that it wasn't working at some point, so they had to set key roles, switch up some things. That way, everybody, including ourselves, are aware how our team is operated. So what you got on that, Jamie?
Too many cooks in the kitchen means there's too many chiefs, not enough Indians. It's meaning too many egos building up. So instead of listening to one another, egos is flaring up when things go a little rocky, and then, you know, my title this, and, you know, I'm this and you're that. And that's where that's where the dysfunction will go in. If it's going to show in the coaching sidelines, it's going to show on the field. Frustration. I could speak on my experience. I have been on a team where where a couple of coaches got real bitter with one another, and it disrupted practice. And after that little incident where both coaches got suspended, we start losing games, and then a lot of pointing fingers at one another. So cool heads must prevail. We got to work with one another and not talk to and not at each other. So that's where I see it about too many cooks in the kitchen. if we could put your heads together and put up a winning team, that's just how it's supposed to be anyhow. So look, if I could take it back in time before I was born, Mike Ditka didn't get along with some other people during his time with Chicago, but they got their heads together and understand what was really important. So, you know, him and Buddy Ryan used to bump heads all the time.
Yeah.
But they still put together a winning product.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the best example I can come up with.
That's the 85 Bears team. I remember that.
And then Matt Ryan is just a respected guy.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, he's liked by many. So I don't feel like we're going to allow dysfunction going on, you know, in the front office, whereas we don't know what the true definition, because we kind of seen the frustration in Drake London that last game. You know,
it's not really a confusion. Matt Ryan is who they report.
Well, I think the frustration. I think that frustration was that between him and TJ Yates.
It's TJ Yates.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Pandemic. Hey, man.
Since Ike Hilliard was gone, he had to take over
Pandemic?
that position and then have to. I mean, it was some dysfunction. You can tell in the press conferences when Michael Penix Jr. said that he was basically by himself. So that I think that just led to TJ Yates from doing some preaching and teaching at that point. So I mean, like, nobody is teaching you nothing. Not Kirk Cousins, not Raheem, not TJ. TJ Yates is supposed to be the quarterback's coach anyway, and
he had too many roles.
He had too many roles. They moved him to the right side. Hilliard.
Right.
And he had the passing coordinator position. That's two roles that he had this past season.
Yeah, that was great. London frustrated with the whole coaching staff anyway, because he said we could have been doing this. Well, we've been doing these games. We could have been doing this all season. He was frustrated with the staff. They just showed y'all him arguing at TJ Yates, but y'all forgot when goddamn Raheem tried to stop it. He was pushing out Raheem and everything. He wasn't trying to hear shit Raheem was saying.
Yeah.
So he was frustrated with the whole coaching staff because he knew the team had more talent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This what really drove a nail in Raheem Coffin, because y'all went on.
I agree 100%.
Y'all went on a 4-game winning streak at the end. It showed him y'all can beat playoff talent teams. But why did it take for your job to be on the line for y'all to show this?
Exactly. That's well, you just said exactly what I'm feeling, man. Because it's like y'all won all these games thinking that was going to be able to save your career. How? I'm going to keep referring to that damn Bills game, because that Bills game is the perfect example of when the stars are aligned, what we can accomplish as a team against a team who's always in the damn playoffs.
What got me is the fact that you put somebody else in the playoff instead of putting yourself in the playoff. That's what really got me right there. So that was my big upset right there. Daddy, you put Carolina in the playoffs instead of you put yourself in the playoffs.
Yeah. And I want to get to.
And if we would have beat the Jets, we would have been in there too. I just want to say that real quick. Okay. We could have beat the Jets.
And I want to get to this comment. I'm gonna let the pandemic kind of chime in after this comment right here. It says Matt Ryan is a perfect mentor for Penix. I wholeheartedly believe had he been the QB in 2022 when we drafted Ryder, Dez could have become our future franchise quarterback. Hopefully Penix can be. And they're they're vouching for this guy to be the franchise from off the blank mouth himself. Pandemic, you know, we want to hear your thoughts on Matt Ryan, and welcome to the show.
Hello.
Your thoughts.
Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all.
Everybody's feelings about, well, why Matt Ryan? Why does a GM and a head coach got to speak to Matt Ryan? Yada yada yada, yeah, because he's his experience or lack of. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, it's real simple, and thank y'all for having me once again. But it was real simple. Matt Ryan is a trusted individual. He's a trusted face. It was clearly that it clearly showed that Arthur Blank lost all the trust that was accumulated from that he trusted with Raheem and Fontenot and his staff. The trust was out the window. You know, you go all the way back to 2016. You know, during the Super Bowl. You know, or should I say after the Super Bowl when during the draft. You know, when you go into the draft, there's an agreement on how the game plan transpires. Right? We're going to draft this individual. We're going to spend this much money. There's a game plan. So when you have your general manager, the one person you trust, overstep that and you don't tell me about it, yeah, you lose all trust. It starts from that. But Blank said, okay, you did what you did. We're going to see if it worked. You better make it work. And during the course of the years, it has not worked. So it was evident that Arthur Blank had to do what he did and clean house completely. Everything that Terry Fontenot has built, I mean, you might as well scratch the slate from it. But the one thing that I hate about it is for us fans, we're realistically are going to be faced with uncertainty about what we're looking at for the next 2, 3, 4, even 5, 6 years. Because I don't know if any other franchise have done it, but in the past, when you get rid of your general manager, you're basically starting over. So anything under him, you're like, hey, well, I mean, we love Bijan, we love Tyler, we love Kyle Pitts, we love Drake, but all those players just might not be here if that general manager says, "Hey, I got a different system I want to run here. I don't want 1, 2, maybe even 3 of these guys still here." Hopefully, he sees the asset that keeping these guys aboard. But when you get rid of general manager and everything up under it, everything changes. Everything. I mean, Arthur Blank clearly trusts Matt Ryan. I like the idea. But let's get it straight too. Matt Ryan is not the president of football operations. He's the president of football. The only person that Matt Ryan has to answer to is Arthur Blank. Anybody after him is like guy that has to report to Matt Ryan, which is saying that anything that goes on the field, locker room, reports to Matt Ryan. He relays that to Arthur Blank. He didn't have that, and that bond was broken when the trust was broken with Arthur Blank. He was left clueless of what was going on in the locker room until it hit the news, sadly to say. So, but I mean, Arthur Blank had to do what he had to do, point blank. But I love the idea of Matt Ryan. I mean, I don't see him overstepping those bounds of trust with Arthur Blank. I don't see it. I see him building up to something bigger. Possibly in the future, Matt Ryan will be named the title of president of football operations or even something bigger. So this is that foot in the door. I mean, Ryan like this. Well, we have a lot of players that started out like this.
I'm sorry. Yeah. We couldn't hear you.
Yeah. You can't hear me. He's already over football. Now, that's his position. President of football operations.
No. That's incorrect. That's incorrect. This what Matt Ryan has now, that position was created for him. No, sir.
Eagles is over football, over Falcons football, the money part.
I can be corrected, but from what we've understood from the press conference, that this is a brand new position for Atlanta Falcons.
And I want to add to this, pandemic, because something that you mentioned. I'm going to read this comment right here and kind of into what I'm going to go into. He said, Mike Wright with our coaching staff in the past was always, we never have structure. We never go get it. And I'm talking about draft and free agency. So when you were saying that when, you get rid of the GM and the head coach, you clearly are saying that we're pretty much we rebuilding. We wiping the slate clean. Yeah. You want that though, because we've really been putting band-aids on the same BS year after year after year after year. So you kind of got to go aggressive at this point and say, you know what? It's just not working. I'm sorry. We keep bringing in these unseasoned, trying it out, head coaches and etc. We got to bring in some heavy hitters to make this operation work. Why not kind of change up the chain of command, create a new role? Because clearly what wasn't working is not going to cut it anymore. And so it's like, let's go ahead and just do away whatever we thought the Falcons was before. Let's create a new identity and go in a new direction to get us to, because it's 60 years, y'all. 60 years of not even touching the playoff contention. That has to change. So I know we're worried, it's all speculation and everything else, but let off the blank Matt Ryan and the chain of commands cook, like we used to say for Terry. Maybe we can finally get a true definition of where they're headed along the way, because now we got to check out this, the combine and everything else that comes along with it. We got to bring our head coach and GMs in here. So once we hire these people, then you'll have a full picture of, okay, now this makes sense. We got this guy here for this job. We got that guy here for that job. Give it time, folks, before you put the big panic mode. Let's see what they're going to do now with this consulting firm along with them to make the best decision for the Falcons franchise. Anybody else?
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I agree. And to speak on Terry Fontenot, he did his job. He really did. But he gambled 1, 2, 3 times too many. And we're going to talk about the injuries. The injuries, they were there too. They hindered the process. So he was faced with a lot. But at the same time, he did make some decisions that was like, hey, wait a minute, Terry. But when you put everything and look at it all together, right? We've got a pretty good team, to be honest with you. I mean, a real good team, better than what we displayed this year. So, but at the same time, it didn't equate to winning seasons, and I think that's one of the things that Arthur Blank took in consideration, in my opinion. But I think that trust had more to do with it than these losing seasons. But the way we looked this season, I think it ultimately I think it was Will that said that put the nail in Raheem's coffin, and the whole idea of Terry Fontenot continuing with, as general manager, bringing in Matt Ryan. I think that if we just look un-Falcon-like, as Falcon fans, we didn't see drama like this going on over the years. I've been a fan since '78, so I have never seen stuff like this go down.
Pandemic. What is it? Do we have an identity? That's the question we bring to the panel. Do the Atlanta Falcons did we see that identity in the last few games of the season? Is that what the Falcons are supposed to look like? Or like you said, somebody else might come in here and say, I don't like none of this.
Yeah.
Trash it.
Yeah.
Run this. What do you think?
Yeah. We saw it at the end of last season. We saw it at the last 4 or 5 games of the season what we could be. Right. I mean, at this point, we're supposed to be talking about power, one of the best football teams in the NFL right now, possibly top 5 the way we looked last season. Right. And coming into this season, the team that we beat, I think I don't remember who spoke on it, but you look good against the plus 500 teams, but the minus 500 teams, you're like, wait a minute, what kind of Falcon team is this? And then you turn around and get swept by a division rival and not score 2 touchdowns. It does not make sense. It does not make sense. Goose eggs against Carolina. You beat the Bills. You beat these teams, right? So we've seen what these Falcons are. We've seen what they can become, what they should have been. But the fact that Raheem Morris, Zach Robinson, and Jimmy Lake when he was here did not get it done. I mean, it was a no-brainer. It had to change. Something had to change. When you lose an identity, when people say, okay, Atlanta isn't a running team or Atlanta is a passing team, nobody knows what we are right now.
And so don't really know who. You need to know who we are right now. Be unpredictable. Right. That's the whole point. We need to be
right now we're all about drama right now. Who's the next to make
They don't have an operation part. It's just like they split the thing up. Like Brad Beatles is president and CEO of Atlanta Falcons, and Matt Ryan is president of football. So they took the operation part out and just like they split it up or something. I don't know what. It's unusual.
Yeah.
They're going to understand it because I'm sure it's going to be because Matt Ryan will address the media on tomorrow. Everybody look out for that. So he's probably going to come in and say what his role is, so we have a better idea. As well,
I thought it was going to be Tuesday when he's going to address the media.
He's going to address CBS. He's going to
CBS one show.
Oh,
find it. I saw it earlier. But I'm gonna get to this comment from King Richard. Then I'm gonna give it to you, T. Will. Penix gonna be fine. Matt Ryan likes him. He's in great hands. Now Penix don't even understand himself yet. what a great position he is getting mentoring from him. Are we going?
Yeah.
I'm going to do around the circle as well. We'll start with T. Will. Your thoughts on now that Matt Ryan is here, Penix's future? Because of course, Arthur Blank did say he is the franchise quarterback that he wants to. He feels confident. He still feels good about this guy. So maybe properly developing him a little bit more, where he's a bit more confident. He's healed, and he's not. It's not in his mind that, oh, I don't want to get hurt. We got to get a confident player that's like, okay, now I'm out here to play the game and be the best quarterback I can ever be. With Matt Ryan over there saying, hey man, this is what needs to happen. Okay, I understand. So T. Will, your thoughts on that comment from King Richard, and we'll circle around to everybody else.
I agree with it. I think that Matt's certainly not going to hurt him. Matt's been to the mountaintop. He's been successful. He's navigated plenty of defenses, and you don't become an MVP by not doing your homework. So I think his impact on Penix will be great. What I'm wondering is who's going to be over scouting, because again, if we bring Penix back, I think McGarry's last year is next year. Jake's, I'm trying to be nice. Jake is looking a little long in the tooth. So at a certain point, and I'm trying to be respectful. Hall of Fame, at least in the Falcon Ring of Fame. So I'm trying to be successful, but respectful. But who are we going to get to protect him, right? Because all of this is great, but you've got 2 surgically repaired knees now. And if this is your quarterback of the future, you better get some big uglies to protect him, right? You got Bijan back there. So for me, it's about who's going to be over scouting. Because again, if we're going to be successful like the Ravens and the Eagles and the Bears, let's be real, it's all about the trenches, right? You can say what you want to. Everybody loves the pretty quarterback and the good-looking wide receiver, and he's all on the Wheaties box and all these commercials. But let's keep it real, man. Wars are won in the trenches. Football games are won in the trenches. I'm getting ready to say a bad word, but it's 2 men going up against each other, and somebody's going to whoop somebody's ass. That's football. And you need 5 guys, 10 guys, 5 on offense, 5 on defense that can do that. Philadelphia Eagles offense is not great right now, but their defensive line is so good, it doesn't matter. You're not going to score over 9 points against these guys. That's how good they are. If we can build like that, Penix will be fine, because you know what Penix will have? Penix will have a running game. Because make no mistake about it, Bijan was great, but a lot of the and not that this is a bad offensive line. I'm not saying that. But if you put Bijan behind the Eagles offensive line from last year, he'd run for 3,000, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Penix will be okay, but for me, who's scouting? Because what I expect to see is a shift in how we draft, and not necessarily trading up, but trading down for more players, trading down for more picks so we can build. That's just my thought.
I like that. I'm gonna bring it to the ladies, and then we'll circle back around to the guys. So Miss Stina B, and then Miss Pam after that. Then we'll go with Will and Pandemic. Miss Stina B. So same question about just Michael Penix development and things like that, and Matt Ryan being president of right there on the field in the grass, according to Arthur Blank. What do you think about Michael Penix still being considered that guy?
In my professional career, the best mentors that I've ever had were ones who have been in the same position as me and that have grown successfully out of that position to bigger and better things. Those are the type of mentors that are successful because they can teach you things that other people won't be able to understand because they never actually lived that life. The knowledge alone that Matt Ryan can offer, not even if he was just specifically for the Falcons. I just want to talk about football overall. The knowledge that man has and the respect that he has earned could have landed him in many places, honestly. Of course, we're happy we have him here. But as an obsessive Matt Ryan fan, because he's my forever QB1, just going back and seeing all the things that he's done, and he's going to be able to translate that into a way to help MV9 become the true MV9 that he needs to be. I feel like this is almost too good to be true. Almost too good to be true. Um, if he's able to absorb everything that Matt Ryan has to offer, which I don't see any problem in him or any of the other players, for lack of better reason, either. I really feel good about MV9 staying in his position, because we've seen him be great. Just like we keep having the peaks, and this is why those gentlemen's jobs are gone, because it's like we have these super high peaks of greatness, and then we have 0-30 games. So to be able to just give him an all around like mentor, like a true mentor that can sit in that position and literally every little thing, just like you keep bringing up, Maggie, about us seeing him at practice and stuff like that. Can you imagine him this next season now as the president of football, being able to like sit there and work with Penix? Like that's going to be what I'm going to be looking forward to the most, besides the draft. Now, I'm going to end on this note because Terry Fontenot basically got a C from me in his tenure, because what he did this last year for us in the draft, amazing, fantastic, spectacular. Let me get 14 of them. That the QB failure of us rests on Terry Fontenot. I'm sorry, like I love you to death, but that rests on you, because we look to you to make sure that we're getting world-class players in this position that are going to be able to do what the team needs to do. And I figure that that's where he lost it, honestly, in the beginning. He tried very good in the end. I guess he realized his job was on the line. So he really tried. And I mean, what an amazing draft. But it just wasn't enough, because at the end of the day, we are not happy. Yeah. And I feel like now, like, as much as we love Matt Ryan, I just feel like for some reason, pieces are going to start aligning. And I'm just looking forward to these next few months of conferences and decisions that we make.
Okay. And Miss Sam, go ahead and chime in. Same question about Penix and his development and Matt Ryan.
The key word here is trust, everybody. You put a person in a spot that everybody, players, fan base, personnel, coaches, they trust him. So that's the one thing that Arthur Blank did correctly, is to put Matt Ryan in the position, because I can actually trust whatever comes out of his mouth. And number two, getting back to the scouting team, I don't think they got rid of Cal Davis, who's in charge of that. I think he's still part of the organization, and they are continue scouting players and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure when they put the head coach and the GM in spot, they gonna let them know who they looking for to put in on this team. So I'm not worried about the scouting part, because I think the scouting part gonna be okay once the coaches and once the GM and the head coach is in place. So that's all I got to say on that, pretty much.
Okay, and we're gonna go to Will in a minute, but let's get to this comment right here from Jay Coop. Let's see here. So he said, one thing I believe Matt and the GM won't bring anyone in that won't help Penix's career. Whoever our head coach is will take Penix to the next level. I mean, I think you know how important that role is, as far as, you know, whether he was pistol, whether he was under center, and all that, where he didn't show that he had the leadership behind him like he should have had. So I definitely feel like Matt Ryan's going to focus on that and make sure that the GM and them are doing the right things, along with the consulting firm that's going to be doing these interviews. He's going to be a part of that operation, and these candidates. It's like, okay, now let's all select collaboratively who, Matt Ryan, if you were the quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons with this defensive team and his offense, who do you feel needs to come up in here and make this team work? And Big Will, that comment he was saying about that, give me your thoughts again. We're just still talking about Penix development and Matt Ryan being out there. Do you think this is a good combination for a possible. Of course, he's not starting everybody. Of course, we know that. Somebody was saying he's not going to start. We are aware of that, but we do hope that the decisions we make in the off season and etc. is when he comes back and he feels confident and healthier, he comes in and he's ready to go. But Big Will, your thoughts?
He's gonna be back before training camp. How they figure he's not gonna start though?
Yeah.
Well, they pretty much saying he's gonna be out for the game.
Yeah, they say he'll be ready before training camp. But on to your question though, if Matt Ryan believes in this guy, he's gonna make sure he got everything he needs. Mm-hmm. He's gonna make sure he's prepared. Even when Matt Ryan wasn't with the team, he gave him his phone number. He went out his way, gave him his phone number, told him to call me if you got any questions. Now I don't know if Michael Penix used that advice or anything, if he ever reached out to Matt Ryan, but Matt Ryan did extend his service out to him. Yeah. So the question is, do Matt Ryan believe in this guy? And if he do, and they go, and the defense, the GM come in and believes in this, the head coach and GM come in and believe in this guy. But I do believe they're gonna bring competition. They're gonna have competition for him.
Mm-hmm. You need to.
So, but I'm gonna go ahead and let you talk something loud outside until I get back in the truck. I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk to somebody else.
Okay, thank you for that, Big Will. I mean, I was leading over to the pandemic. And of course, just the same thing, Penix and Matt Ryan, and then of course, just your thoughts on it.
Yeah, one thing for certain, if Penix does that interview again about who's on the team that he's been able to turn to for help and who's been helping him along in his guidance, he won't be able to say his wife anymore. He won't be able to say his high school coach anymore. He'll be on the top of doubt, be able to say, "Hey, I got Kirk Cousins here. I got Matt Ryan here." He'll definitely be able to say that. I don't think nobody's going to set him up for failure. I think Matt Ryan, although he's supposed to be hands off, but the competitor in Matt Ryan, I do not see that just sitting back watching. I can see Matt Ryan actually putting on some tennis shoes or some cleats and saying, "Hey, I'm down here with you," you know. And with Kirk Cousins being here for another year, maybe even two, I can see that stepping up as well. Because Kirk Cousins, believe it or not, was very vocal on the sideline when it came to calling plays. Now, what that had to do with Penix, I don't know, but he was very vocal with Zach Robinson with the play calling, which, you know, you could say, you know, maybe or maybe not, it led to Penix getting hurt. Who knows? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, Matt Ryan will be that guy that would definitely get things right where it's wrong. You know, like I said, I don't think he'll be just sitting back with his arms folded, chewing his gum, smiling, and just watching. I don't see it happening. I see him actually engaging. I see him actually correcting Penix on certain things. Because Penix, believe it or not, he was out there on the island by himself, in my opinion. But because, you know, for your franchise quarterback to make a statement like he did, he had to feel that way, like he was out on the island. He didn't have nobody to turn to. So, but at the same time, Matt Ryan is there also to save Penix from himself. Because I honestly believe that Penix will actually still hurt coming into the season. As same as Kirk Cousins. I think both of them were hurt. I don't think either one of them was 100%. And I think Matt Ryan will actually be there to make that decision, say, okay, look, he's not ready. He's still hurt. He's still ailing. He's still feeling this. Where Raheem fell short, when he knew that both of his quarterbacks are hurt, he should have said, hey, stick in Emery's stick. We're still early in the season. Let these guys continue to heal, or give them time to heal. That's just my opinion, guys. I don't know this for sure, but I honestly think both of these guys were hurt because Penix he's an under center quarterback. Although he has played in the shotgun, he has played in the pistol. He's an under center quarterback. He did it at Washington. So the amount of plays, 9% of the time he was in pistol, that tells me there is something ailing about the way he had to come from up under center. And I think Matt Ryan will correct that, and he will solve all these unanswered problems and questionable decisions that bestows the next head coach.
Maggie, could I say something? getting back to when Michael Penix actually got hurt. He got hurt in the game before Miami. That's when he got hurt because he took himself out of the game. That one where he took himself out of the game, which led to Kurt not practicing with the first team squad, and which led us to us losing against Miami. But the press conference up for that upcoming game, I guess was Washington. He said that he was not going to put himself in the game unless he was 100% healthy, and he was not 100% healthy going into the Miami game.
Yeah.
That's what he said in the press conference. If y'all could go back and review that. So,
Yeah.
in my honest opinion, Penix did took himself out of the game, and I think he actually got hurt into the game before the Miami game. Is when he actually got hurt,
Yeah.
and not before the season.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's an incompetence of that offensive coordinator. He's an experienced. He needed a veteran offensive coordinator to be in there to teach him. Because when Kurt actually took over the play call, took over the spot of the quarterback, I honestly believe Kurt was calling his own plays. That was just not just there.
I said that, Miss Pam, but I wasn't sure. I literally said that.
When you said when Kirk Cousins took over the play calling, you said it right there then. You ain't even have to trick yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I threw Penix in there as saying that he was hurt because I don't know if you guys remember, and I know you were there, Miss Pam, but you were probably off signing autographs or something. I don't know. You may have missed it, but Penix actually came up lame in camp. And they brushed it all off and saying he stumbled or whatever, mistook a step or whatever. But he actually came up lame and started limping off to the sideline. And they downplayed that. So I actually think he actually hurt himself as opposed to it being just a twisted ankle or he just took a bad step. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Okay. And I want to get
But he heard himself in the game before the Miami game, which he took himself out.
Exactly.
But I think he should have got further workout.
T-Will, I'm gonna read it and then I'm gonna let you chime in on it since you put it in the chat. But we're talking about the injury, ACL injury. The typical recovery for a player from an ACL injury is 9 to 12 months, but it can range from 6 to 14 months, with many athletes aiming for a return around the start of next season. Though some take long for full recovery and performance, especially skilled positions like running backs and receivers. While some elite athletes might return in 6 to 9 months, a full, strong return often requires closer to a year or more for complete ligament remodeling and sport-specific agility. So it's like if they want this to be right, because I want to bring this up, and I'm going to give it to you, T. Wilson, you put in the chat. But we also got to look at that strength and conditioning situation where we had quite a few players. They were brushing and putting it on the radar. Oh, they're not. No. It's just it's because it was a couple of times when they was questioning Raheem about the injury. Well, it just seems like they were sugarcoating things and not giving us the truth about what was going on. I think they were in the behind the scenes, like, well, we can't have another situation like we did last year.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
So that what he put up there, we got to remember Michael Penix had a partially torn. It wasn't all the way torn. So his timetable gonna be a little bit different.
It was all the way repaired though. Not to cut you off, but it was all the way repaired. So partially torn or not, they went in and repaired it.
Oh yeah,
they went in and repaired it. I'm sorry, what?
That's what I'm saying. The doctor was saying he'll be back in June. He'll be able to for football activities in June. That's why I was saying he'll be ready by training camp.
I mean, we'll see.
But I'm saying if they want this to work right, don't rush it like they tried to do.
My point was we don't know.
We don't.
That was my point. We don't know. He could be back in June. He could be back in December of. He could be back in January of 2027. We don't know. This is a surgery on another knee. Remember, he's had 2 on the other one, right?
Yeah.
So, and I'm pretty sure he knows how to train because he's been through the process. But we just don't know how that's going to play out. Look, if he comes back, great. But I don't think if you're a GM, you can plan for that. I just don't. I don't. So, anybody who says we know that, no, none of us know. Because again, what if he has a setback in training, right? Guys, even though ACLs can be repaired, careers have ended behind ACL. Sometimes it just
absolutely.
So you know what I mean? So again, and again, not to disagree with Will, he could be back at June. He could easily, but he could just as easily be back in December. We won't know. That was the point bringing it
You
up.
definitely need to get a quarterback either in the free agent or the draft in the later round or the rookie undrafted free agent.
Right.
They need to get a quarterback regardless.
Yeah.
That's why they gonna bring
stopgap.
Like I was saying, it's gonna depend on the player. Some player, you forgot, we forgot Adrian Peterson. That man had a whole restructuring, came back and was better than he left. So it's always it's on the player how they respond to the surgery. But yeah, they definitely gonna protect themselves as an Atlanta Falcons. They bring competition in here. They're gonna have quarterbacks here for the job. But you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's why I'm glad Matt Ryan is in that position. Is because you get him the trust. Because whatever he's saying, regardless of player's injury, he's gonna express the honest truth about the player injury, and it's not gonna be this or that or something like that. So that's why I said you had the right person in the right position.
That's
and
a
I'm
good
gonna say
point.
this. I'm gonna let you get to it, Pandemic. Maybe you can chime in on this one and add what you're saying. It says the NFC South is a winnable. It's winnable now. Of course, we know that. It's we're terrible. That's attractive to coaches, but not the QB situation. I don't know though.
Yeah.
It can still be attractive because it's like we're coming over here wiping the slate clean. And of course, I like Matt Ryan sitting there to be a part of this. And then, of course, if whoever the GM is, it can still be in it. Like I said, let's get the GM before we get the coach, because that will determine how popular and who wants it for us. They can see the vision of where they're going with this one. So, Pandemic, your thoughts on just the South being winnable and everything. Coaches coming here and it's not attractive because of the quarterback situation. What you think?
Yeah, not only is the South winnable, right? I think we're more conference contenders. Because everybody that looked in on this team that actually watched this team this year saw the potential of what this team could be, right? We beat the Bills. I mean, and everybody saw all the suspect play calling from Zach Robinson. And a lot of that had nothing to do with the quarterback situation. It was situational play calling. I mean, when you're sitting in the stands, right, and you're sitting next to fans who you say don't typically fit the mold of watching or knowing football play calling, and they're calling Zach Robinson plays before he even sent him out to the field, saying, "Okay, he's about to run Tyler Algier," and he does that. He's about to run the number one play that everybody knew that Zach Robinson was going to bust was against Miami when he tried to run Bijan Robinson up the middle when he should have just ran Tyler Algier. Everybody said he's about to run Bijan up the middle. Everybody in the stands in that section saying the same thing, and no shit. I'm sorry, y'all. He did it. So when you are that predictable, right? When you are that predictable, that tells you something about your offensive coordinator, and that's something that Raheem Morris should have seen long way before that Miami game. Even before the Jimmy Lake fiasco, he should have seen that. And also, and I'm gonna say, when your offensive coordinator, being your first year coordinator, and he doesn't go out and test his own skills and situational play calling in the preseason, that tells you a lot right there. Nobody's above training. Nobody. So when
especially him.
When you're first year and you let somebody else do your play calling for you in the preseason, that tells me you do not know your players. You don't know who your head coach is. Y'all just buddies.
Bingo.
You don't know your playbook. Yes, you was over there and with Los Angeles. Yeah, you was over there with that team. But to me, you were just riding the coattail. You
was.
So
he was.
Yeah, there are signs there. So
he was comfortable in that booth. He didn't want to be down in line the players.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, any potential coach that wanted to come in will evaluate this roster and say, "Hey, we already got our running back. We got a number one receiver. We got a franchise quarterback that could possibly be here and work in my system."
Mm-hmm.
Some of the pieces are already given to him. So any potential coach come in and say, "Hey, I don't have a whole lot to make a decision on, except maybe, like Will says, fix those trenches." The defense is
Mm-hmm.
already set. To me, we're the best defense in the league. I don't care what they say. They say we what top 5. Bump that. We're the number one receiver defense in the league. I don't care what nobody else is saying here. We are there. But uh, any potential coach coming in will look at the pieces that we have and say, "Hey, I can do that. I can work with this." You know, Robert Saleh. I want. That's who I want. By the way, Robert Saleh to come in and make a reunion with Jeff
Good,
Albrecht,
Omar.
because
Great.
they already have the chemistry. They already know what it takes to win. But they took over a team in New York that was in a worse position than the Falcons. So
I'm
when
Yeah.
telling
they
you.
weren't
Is
there,
it in
Aaron
I know
Rodgers,
Will.
yeah.
I'm
So any potential coach come in and will gladly take over this team, want this team, and want to coach this team.
Exactly.
Yep,
and
I
Big Will,
agree.
no, he's had something to say, and then of course I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. But Big Will, you were saying something?
Oh no, I'm good on Robert Sala. But what I was talking about was the GM, the GM. What we got to think about with the GM, the guys that they send for this job, they're in the playoffs, so they can't hire the GM right now, and they don't have to
Mm-hmm.
go and re-interview the GM because it's a lesser role, so they can just straight out hire their GM. That's why they going with the head coaching interviews right now, so they can go ahead and try to fill that position. I'm pretty sure that the Falcons already got in mind who they gonna make their general manager, and they
Yeah,
already spoke with them and discussed. You know what I'm saying? These head
Mm-hmm.
coaching candidates. So that's why they trying to get the head coaching out the way because there's so many openings for head coaching. They want to go ahead and make sure they lock up their guy. But yeah, like
Yeah.
Robert Sala, he had an opportunity down there in the Jets, man. I didn't like what he did with his opportunity down there. I don't like what he did. He's a great defensive mind, but I just don't think he's that guy to run a team. So
yeah.
I wouldn't go for those defensive coach. That I'm good on that one. But yeah, that's it.
I agree.
I agree.
We need an OC in our HC position for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing about Robert Saleh too. Robert Saleh understands the head coaching responsibility. It's not just understanding offense; it's understanding the whole the head coaching, because it's different. Because every great defensive coordinator or every great offensive coordinator does not mean you can be a great head coach. A lot of coaches have went through and proved
We
that.
proved that ourselves
So
with Dan Quinn.
Yep.
yeah. So, but the thing is about Robert Saleh is he understands the head coaching responsibility. If he brings in an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, which we already have, they already understand their assignment. They already know their job. He doesn't have to interfere with the offensive coordinator or the defensive coordinator responsibility unless stuff just goes sideways, like it did up there in Detroit, where the head. So
Let me
he doesn't
let
have
me
to
ask
deal
you
with
a
that. He
question.
just have to do what Raheem didn't do, and that's manage the game and oh yeah, use his timeouts too. So, but yeah, I mean,
Ooh, I was going to touch on that. That's what I was going to touch on.
Let me
yeah,
ask you
but
a
he just
question.
has to understand the head coaching responsibilities.
How many games did he
Exactly.
win in the Jets though?
But you got to remember too, real that who was the quarterback when he was there, the temperamental quarterback,
Oh, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. Aaron
Oh,
Rodgers
Rogers.
Aaron
What
Rodgers
was
has
his
had a whole
benefit?
lot to do with the wins and losses that happened with the Jets while he was there. And even when Jeff Albrecht took over, and he did that press conference before he came here, he had already said what was going on behind closed doors with the coaching staff that was there and the general manager on up, with not keeping him informed of what's going on with the team. So Jeff Albrecht kind of stepped into a position that he was just being a glorified head coach because nobody else wanted to step in that position. So when it came time for him to get out of there, he took the first jet flying out of there. He didn't waste no time. So things are even today are not going like the Jets wanted to go, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
they
just can't believe how bad Justin Fields is just a
Yeah,
flop.
I wouldn't.
I am just
I'm with you that the
Side
Jets is a
note,
bad organization. They are terrible.
Yeah.
I've heard, I've heard, never heard that about the Falcons ever.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. The thing about Justin is Justin sealed his own fate. You know what I mean? He had a chance, the opportunity to come to a position where he could actually blossom right here in Atlanta. And to get out there on national TV and say he does not want to play for Atlanta, then have his family say the same thing. Oh no, after that, it's done. He sealed his own
He
fate.
didn't want that motherfucker either.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ain't want you either.
Miss Stina B, you did say that you had something to add to. You wanted to touch on something. You want to come back and address that again. You said you wanted to touch on something.
Who that?
Oh gosh, somebody was talking about the timeouts with Raheem, and I was
Yeah.
going to touch on time management.
Mm-hmm.
I know Matt Ryan probably was tearing his nails off watching how some of these play calls were played out to where we had mismanagement in timeouts, mismanagement in the end zone, just overall, just and so significantly that it cost us the game. Like I think they said 60, 70% of our games were gosh, why can't I think right now? We're like one score away, one score game, basically. 60 or 70% of our games are one score game.
Yeah.
And I can vaguely recall, be like, if Raheem would have did XYZ, if Raheem would have called that timeout, if Raheem would have did this, and it's like that in itself will cost you your job. I feel like, because, like I said, the Jets were if we would have won the Jets, we would be in the position that the Panthers are in. And can you imagine us playing the Rams when we just beat them? Like that, I mean, in our heads, we would have drugged their asses. Side note, if anybody in the chat wants to share what the current score is, I would appreciate that. The Rams Panthers game right now. If y'all want to share what the score is right
We're
now.
about to wrap this up anyway in a couple of minutes, so everybody can get to that game. We got some good.
14-7.
14-7.
14-7. Who?
Rams winning.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to address this last comment, and we're going to go ahead and start closing this out. It says, in 2 years, is 2 years enough for a coach to turn around a team? I'm assuming he's talking about this firing of Raheem.
Oh yeah.
Is that 2
Oh,
years?
definitely.
Look who's on our roster.
I think right. To Stina B's point, if you inherited a roster and you're building and you don't have a Drake London and you don't have a Bijan, you don't have a Tyler, you don't have a Kyle Pitts, then okay, maybe you need 2 to 3 years. But this team was ready. And Raheem, and really, there are 3 decisions that got him. But the first one was Jimmy Lake Lanier, where careers go to die, and Zach Robinson. Why would you start with 2 first-time coordinators? And it is said, I don't know how true it is. It is said that he wanted to build his own coaching tree, which is just asinine. Which is because again, you know how you build your own coaching tree? You win.
You win games.
You win, right? You win. All you had to do.
What?
Yeah, he wanted to build his coaching tree.
Right. He wanted to. You got to think he's been around the Shanahans. He's been around the Kubiak, and Raheem being Raheem, he wanted to build his own coaching tree, because why else would you bring in 2 rookie coaches? That was foolish. And ultimately, that's what got him fired. If you had a decent defensive coordinator and a decent offensive coordinator, we'd be in the playoffs 2 years, right?
Exactly.
So because you didn't, here we are. So no, I think in this case, Raheem should have gone. He inherited a team that was talented enough to win, and because of his decisions, right, hiring the 2 coordinators, the timeouts, the coup, the Kirk Cousins injury, and I
The
can go
coup.
on and on and on,
Oh,
right?
the
I can go on and on and
lineman
on.
and
But
the mistrust.
right, his mismanagement and decision making is what got him fired. And unfortunately, I know he's an African American coach, but it was justified.
Yeah.
Bottom
It
line,
was.
it's justified. I have no issue with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I don't care what color you are, you gotta go.
Yeah.
I don't care if you burn it purple. You better know how to coach.
I'm telling you, you better know
Right,
how to coach.
right,
I don't
right.
care how old you are.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Sean
The fact
McVay proved that
you're
young coaches could do it.
the coach that causing the problem was an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like
First
in
and
the
foremost,
situation, they try to compare the line situation and all that. No, the line situation, you seen them progressing by year. You didn't see nothing progressing with Raheem. We was like we didn't know what the hell was going on. We
That's
was
Mm-hmm.
stuck.
correct.
We was stuck
That
in
is
neutral.
100% correct.
We
Yeah.
driving the Ferrari and we stuck in neutral. We
Yeah.
ain't. We
Agreed.
don't know what
Agreed. 100%. I 100% agree with
Yeah.
what he said. That's spot on.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get our last thoughts in. We're just wrapping it up because we still got interviews being had as far as head coaching and everything. We can ask the same question over again. Everybody's kind of in agreement of the top 5 or so. So it's no point in going back around the circle on that one. Right now, we just need the best man that's going to win the job. And Singing Mailman said, T. Will is spot on with that. Them big uglies on both sides of the ball are the real meat and potatoes of a great football team.
Number 70.
Right. And we got Go Dogs and Go Falcons. Thank God Matt is coming home. So a lot of people are cheering and happy about that still.
Welcome back, Caleb McGarry. Welcome him back.
Yeah.
Gary.
Yes. Yes.
Boy, we're missing him.
That's a big dude, man. Have you guys seen him? That's
Yeah,
a
he did.
big
He
dude.
did.
That's a big dude.
The NFL has clearly shifted towards valuing mobile quarterbacks. Just getting to these comments, then we're going to close it on out. It says, we need a new quarterback. Go Falcons.
Go get Flacco.
We're going to get there.
No.
It says, Bryce
He
Young.
can still sling it. And you know what?
And he's still winning games when he plays. He still wins games.
Stopgap, you know. I don't know. Maybe I
this
don't
coming
know.
right here. Would y'all take a bridge quarter? Oh, let's see. A bridge quarter. I'm sorry. Bridge quarterback. They keep popping up. Yeah, I'm sorry. Until Penix is completely healthy, I would take Stetson Bennett, Mac Jones, Malik Willis, if we could get any of them. And I guess that would be the question to everybody. Then y'all go ahead and give y'all last thoughts.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones, I will support.
Mac Jones.
He on the contract.
He on the contract.
We'd have to trade for him. He's with San Francisco, right, Will?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have to trade for him.
Okay, so we're gonna start. Speaking of that, T. Will, we're gonna start with you. We're gonna start from the bottom and going around.
Okay.
Just your last thoughts, and of course, you already said who you would look at as far as the QB. But just last thoughts on the team. You know what we need to move forward to be contending, and just let everybody know where to find you.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, guys, thank you for having me. I appreciate this, really do. Always humble to come on the show. Stina B, fun working with you. I never worked with you before. I have seen your comedy, though. I have seen, and I think you can. I've heard you sing. I think you can sing. So, I think you can. I think I've heard you sing. What, you can sing? I thought you sung on one of the episodes.
I definitely did. I have a Falcons playlist that I've created based off of how things have been going. You know,
I like your
we'll
voice.
always love McGarry. You know, that's number one.
Right. I like your voice. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you, Will.
And Will, hey man, I don't think I ever worked with you before. Nice meeting you, man. But yeah, hey, go Falcons. I'd like to see Ian Cunningham, and I think Kubiak is okay with me. You know what I mean? I don't know that we can do Harbaugh's 20 million, so I won't go. But yeah, you can find me at For My ATL Sports 1, the number 4 My ATL Sports, the number 1 on YouTube. Also, if you're into movies and TV series, for my ATL Movies 1 on YouTube as well. Guys, thank you for having me, and there you go.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I was talking off mute. Big Will, go ahead.
Hercules.
T Will, nice working with you too, man. I heard you on a couple of shows over here, so and I seen a couple of your shows over there on the what was it Pandemic? No, Pandemic.
One time for the fan.
One time for the fan.
One time for the fan. That's it. Yeah. One time for the fan. And I'm a movie fanatic too, so yeah, I love movies.
Okay.
But even though all the things we talk about with the offensive line, people got to realize we still were top 5 in offensive line.
Yeah.
We was top 5.
Yeah.
We had one third string tackle and a new center, and we still were top 5. That shows you what kind of coach you have.
Right.
So anything dealing with him, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about it. I'm pretty sure he gonna have it straight. I'm not worried about him.
Yeah.
But this next coach, I do feel like we got to have an offensive minded guy, for the simple fact of like, if we get an offensive coordinator in and they want to take a head coaching job, we don't have to worry about changing system all over again. You feel what I'm saying? So I do think they're gonna focus. They gonna narrow down their situation to like an offensive minded coach, so they don't have, you know what I'm saying, have to put themselves in that situation. But I wouldn't mind Clint Kubiak giving him a try, and I wouldn't even be all mad at the fact he had won coach of the year twice. I wouldn't be mad at him. So like, but I do think they're gonna sit down, take their time with it, and make the right decision. And all I got to say, man, they made it interesting. Interesting all season. Once again, it's gonna be very interesting. Man, y'all make sure y'all follow me at Will the Georgia Reaper on Twitter and on YouTube. Catch me Wednesday nights on everything Atlanta Sport. I've been out of commission for a minute. I've been having a lot going on, and when you got to host something, you got to be able to be still. So I've been moving too much. So I'm selling back down. I'll be bringing y'all some more shows. So when all this news comes on, I got to talk about the sauce. I got to talk about it. So and whatever everything got going on, y'all already know. If I got time and they drop the link, I'm in there. Y'all already know how I go down.
Okay. Well, appreciate that, Big Will. Big Will, y'all can find him. Hopefully, it's off season now, so we got time.
I just subscribed, Miss Will. I just subscribed. Not to cut you off, Maggie.
Thank you. Get him to 500. But I appreciate you, Will, for just jumping in when you can. I know you haven't been able to host a show. Thank you for the transparency on that. We all got stuff going on. That's why the lady take a little break and a pause, because I had lost a family member. So I was dealing with that.
There's a lot going on.
Got some stuff going on with my sibling. Lord have mercy. We pray for. So it's got the family and disrupt. Christmas time we found out some things. It was like you really had to make some trouble around this time for all of us. So
for sure.
People was like, oh, the lady birds are broken up. No, we just took calls. They was like, well, what's happening? Everything's all right. I'm like, no, we're good. We're good. The Lady Birds of AFN is not going anywhere, and of course, like Big Will and everybody that contributes to this channel, and all the guys that come in and are affiliated. Speaking of affiliates, Pandemic.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
And where everybody can find you.
Hey, man. First of all, appreciate you guys for having me. I've already worked with everybody on here before, so first of all, and look, prayers for everybody that's going through whatever they're going through around here, family wise. We all like talking Falcon football, but life just keeps life, and so we got to do what we can do to stay afloat until we can get the opportunity to get back on here and talk Falcon football. For me, it's a stress release to talk Falcon football. My wife, she gets mad at me because wherever I go, I stop somebody, start talking about Falcon football, and she just have to sit there like, okay, really. So yeah, I mean, and as I say that, she sticks her head, in the door, but. Like I said, I appreciate you guys having me on. I love talking Falcon football. I've been a fan since 1978, and whatever I mean, get the opportunity to talk with you guys and other content creators about Falcon football. I mean, it's just a stress relief for me. Favorite pastime. Now I can't get on my horses like I used to. So I mean, I have to talk Falcon football. But like I said, I mean, I can't wait to get you guys on my show. I don't podcast like I do. I put out a lot of content, spoken content, but I plan on getting out here doing a lot more podcasting because everybody's getting on me about not doing it. So, because I'm on everybody's show. So, but like I said, I appreciate each and every one of you giving me an opportunity to talk on you guys' channel. And I think I got everybody's. I think I'm subscribed to everybody on here. So yeah. So yeah. But I can be found on YouTube primarily, Instagram, Facebook. I'm still working on my Spotify. But yeah, that's where primarily you can find me at. And I appreciate all the supporters that are already here.
Yes.
And we appreciate you, Pandemic. And of course, you have to find him, like you said, Spotify. If you need help with that, because Atlanta Falcons Nation is on Spotify. If you need help with that, I can help you with that.
Just gonna take you up on that.
All right, because we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, we on Google Podcasts, we're everywhere. But there's a app I can tell you about that will get you kind of having all that, including UT Will. If you're not on Spotify, etc., I can help you out with that as far as getting that the audio part broadcasted. Because like this show will be on audio after the fact, so y'all can go on to any streaming platform and type in Atlanta Falcons Nation. It's where you're gonna find it. Just give me a couple of minutes to upload it. So anytime you see a show, Atlanta Falcons Nation, somebody can help if I can't. So somebody missed some shows, and I was like, I'll chop to the game because I'm still the only man in the background making it happen right now.
Yes.
I got a lot of stuff going
First
on.
Lady.
Don't quote
First
me.
Lady.
Every episode, I didn't say every episode. Every episode I can get to will be on streaming platforms. Okay. So we're gonna go over to Stina B, then Miss Pam, and then we'll close this on out because we got some football to watch, people. Let's do it. Miss Stina
Okay, B. I think it's halftime right now, so this is perfect.
Perfect segue then. Go
ahead. My last thoughts, super happy about my Forever QB1 is going to be over football, everything that's happening on field. What a way to merge the two worlds together. Arthur Blank, you did your big one with this one. So shout out to you, Uncle Arthur. Because I was ready for you to go here in a minute.
You need to pack your stuff and let your son come on. I'm questioning your
life. We did have some fans that were calling for his head.
I'm just saying. What did we talk about earlier, Maggie? He keep building these beautiful hospitals and sports parks and all this other type of stuff. Maybe you just need to go be a philanthropist for the rest of your life. However, he came back and he's earning my trust again. Yes. So shout out to you, Uncle Arthur. We got the #1 stadium in the world. We got the #1 running back in the NFL. We got the #1 RB duo in the NFL. There's things I can brag on about us. And for a while, we didn't have that. So I'm just really happy to see what happens within these next few weeks, months. Like, I'm excited for Combine. Y'all know I love college football as well. So I already have my eye on some people who I'm hoping show out in the Combine so we could hopefully do something right in the draft. Because, Lord, not having a first-round pick, woo, that's going to hurt us. But anyway, y'all can catch me on all social media. This YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. It's Stina B, ITSSTINAB. That's where you can see where all of my comedy shows are. Speaking of comedy shows, my next show is January 17th at 8 p.m. at the Wally World Comedy Showcase in Little 5 Points in Atlanta. Tickets are available, and I have links, I think, on social media or somewhere. So if you like to get a ticket to come see my show, go ahead and do so. Also have 2. I just got one added on for the 31st as well in Marietta. So I will definitely be updating my social media. But your girl is out here trying to get booked and busy. So even if you're not in Atlanta, I'm ready to travel this year. It's something I'm very intentional about. So if your city has open mics or comedy venues that I probably would kill it in, because I kill it everywhere I go, holla at your girl.
I just subscribed.
Oh, and I've been waiting to work with you, T. Will. So I'm so glad I got to meet you today. And shout out to you, Fanatic and Will as well. Yes.
Okay.
Love the AFN fam.
That's right. We got talented folks on this squad. We got movie buffs, we got podcasters, creators, and Pandemic. I get it. You just got to find a time to do something like this, and it's hard sometimes, but we just appreciate the contribution you give to everybody's channels. It's kind of nice to kind of not have such a big role. I'm just saying that because when you run a station, you got to always be around. It's like, where's Maggie? I can never disappear. Like some folk can disappear in the black, and and no one's looking for them. I'm not saying that's a bad thing either, but they're always like, where's Maggie at? You gotta show up for all this. So
come on, fur lady.
Never know when you show up, because I be on somebody else's show and you come up in the comments. So
right,
never know when you'll show up.
I'm everywhere. So it's a hard job over here, but I love it because, like you said, it's a stress release for me. And we're gonna give it to Pam. Then, like I said, we're gonna get this. It's halftime, so y'all not missing anything. But Miss Pam, of course, last thoughts and where people can find you.
Okay. I'm happy with the Matt Ryan hire. He is my all-time favorite quarterback. I think the biggest word I could say trust, because last year we just didn't trust what the organization was saying about far as the player injury or whatever else was going on with the organization. Now that you got somebody in there that you can believe whatever's going on with the organization is his word is gold. But you can reach me on this platform. I'm on Lady Birds of AFN on every Tuesday. I'm on Facebook, Twitter. I'm sometimes on TikTok. I'm on Instagram as well. The last word is just trust the process, and I'm just gonna sit back and let them select the key people in these roles. And I'm like Christina B. I can't wait for the Senior Bowl. Can't wait for the combine. I'm just all excited because we just don't know who the new player going to be on the team. But you hope. I mean, for somebody to say that we're not attractive players to this team, I think they're wrong. So I'm just curious to see who is in these keys role and what players we're gonna get, and it's gonna be a fun year coming up.
I agree with you 100%, Miss Pam. Who don't want to play with Bijan? Come on.
Right.
Who don't want to coach Bijan? Who don't want to coach him?
I am way past my prime.
Offense, the defense. Come on. We got players here that want to be here.
I would want to coach him.
Coach him. Look, I'm way past my prime, but right about that, just watching him play makes me want to get out there and go block for him or something. I mean,
I will go out there and push for that man to have a hole every play. You hear me?
Oh my goodness!
That's why Christina B. He missing McGarrett on that end because McGarrett was pushing one player out of the way for him.
Yeah.
And Miss Pam, what I say all season. They was gonna miss McGarry. They was gonna miss my boy.
They were complaining. They were saying how he can protect Michael Penix's blind side. I mean, I think he did a better job a year before that, protecting his blind side.
Yeah.
And Pandemic, you had something to say?
Yes. Speaking of building trenches, I want you guys to go look at this guy, and I'm not saying it because he got my name, but Emmanuel Pratt over at Oregon. That guy.
No, I'm already looking at him. He's on my list. He's on my list.
Yes.
He's on my list. And yes.
We can get him because they saying second, third, maybe fourth round. So, but that guy there, I'm thinking Chris Lindstrom and brown skin. I'm thinking, I mean, he's great. Just what the doctor ordered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I definitely have a list.
Mm-hmm. On that note, we don't have any more gun shooting, and I'm gonna go ahead and say my last thoughts, and we're gonna go ahead.
No more. Everybody gets a game ball. No more of that. Y'all ain't like that.
You get a game ball. You get a game ball. You get a game ball.
It's like
game ball like Oprah.
We're donating free pairs of custom capris out here too. So
participation awards out here.
So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I thank everybody for coming on the show as well. T. Will, Pandemic, Big Will, Stina B, and Miss Pam. Thank y'all for taking the time out of y'all Saturday. I know it's football and the weekend. You didn't have to come on, but you did. So I truly appreciate it. But my last thoughts on this, same thing that we all saying, just trust the process. We don't know right now. Of course, one of our head coaches potential might be still out there in the playoffs right about now. So give it time, give it grace. Yeah. Hopefully they pick the GM before they get their head coach. But who's to say I am not the part of that operation? So we're just hoping that now that you would finally admit off the blank, you made a mistake, you messed it up. You
did. He did.
Just fix it.
Truly, what he has planned here, and hopefully, when they did pick the defense in the draft last year, we was happy about that. It was like, okay, Falcons, okay, we see what you got going on. So hopefully these new hires is going to be the exact same thing where it's like, I get it now. Yeah. And that it makes it more attractive for other players that want to come here, because we got to still got to play around with shout out to Kirk Cousins for restructuring. Now give us a little wiggle room to be able to do some things for 2026. We got the draft. I think there was pandemic that was saying draft down, or maybe T-Will. It was somebody saying draft down to get more picks, because of course we don't have the first round. Okay? But we know we got free agency as well, and all the unsigned drafted. And then of course we still have some players that never even got the shine from practice squad that could kind of squeeze up in here and finally be diamonds in the rough, as well as we have McGarry and some people, McGarrett, that will be coming back. So shout out to just all the players that are wanting to be here, Drake London, and quite a few of them. They're still wanting to be a Falcons player, and they're excited about Matt Ryan. Let's look for the next season, So leading up to the next show, we got the regulators on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. They're going to chime in on their thoughts about this, I'm sure. Shout out to everybody. And then, of course, the Ladybirds will be back Tuesday. I think right here we'll start probably just kind of look at what happened in the wild card series, who's still out there and who they're interviewing. So y'all just be focused on the news and updates. If anything else happens, we'll be on. But if not, look for us Tuesday. Shout out to everybody. Please subscribe to my ATL. What is it? My ATL Sports.
For my ATL Sports.
For my ATL Sports, and then the Falcons Pandemic.
Go Canes.
Big Will.
Roll Tide.
Sting 'em.
I don't want to hear this.
I mean, if we gonna shout stuff out, come on, Miss Pam. Come on, Miss Pam.
This wasn't the show that pandemic, no, sir. See?
Go dog.
Go dog.
Go dog.
Even though the guys are a little wounded right now.
Go dog.
You got people who are come over here and transporting over here though. So we got players from other teams saying we still want to play with the Georgia Bulldogs.
But we took a lot of players that had signed with you guys. We took a lot of players from you guys.
We did too. We took some key safety from Georgia.
Yeah. Go Carson Beck.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again. Please come back and rewatch this. I hope y'all have a wonderful evening. Be safe out there in the streets. We want everybody to wake up alive tomorrow. So
most certainly.
One thing at the end of the day is just a game, folks. It's just football. We got to all get along at this year. So I hope 2026 we can all come together on a collective and cheer on these Falcons together, because we're better off together than apart. And that's all I got on that, folks. You can find me on Maggie T Productions everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I'm right here in Atlanta Falcons Nation. And that's great, y'all. And Miss Ladybird will be listening in the chat. Well, Miss Ladybird, you're a little late.
I'm telling you. Show over, Christy.
What's going on, Miss Christy?
Hey, Miss Christy. What's going on, Mississippi? Hey, Miss Christy.
She's the one that's everywhere. I'm here everywhere.
Probably going into halftime now, so it gives you y'all evening back to go watch a little bit of that. But let's we'll see y'all next time. See ya.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.